Greetings, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today is the day that Mars rules, and Mars is currently retrograde in Leo. That is so significant. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, even though we're in a Mercury retrograde conversation. Let's talk about Mars retrograde because it's Tuesday and Mars governs today. So Mars is the planet that rules. When you hear people talk about astrology from a pretty basic perspective, they'll say Mars rules war and aggression and attraction. And Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, which is about transformation and the depths of information. It's the dark energy, Scorpio is. And so Mars, being the traditional ruler of Scorpio is also sex, is this creation power. It's the power of creation. Because Scorpio, everything comes out of the depths of darkness. And so Mars now is the ruler of Aries, and Aries is beginnings. And Aries is also the warrior. But what it really is courage. It's the courage to be yourself. It's the courage to honor your individuality, the thing that makes you you. It's the courage to create yourself in the image that you desire, and not to follow the crowd, and not to become what others have determined is best for you. I know when I was growing up, I've always liked to talk. I've said I like to talk. I could talk for hours. To the right people, I could just talk forever. But when I was little, my grandmother, you should be an attorney. You talk so much. You always go, you should be an attorney. And they were saying that just based upon very, limited information and the world that we're in. They were trying to give me a key to my entrance into the world. You could do it this way by being an attorney, but I had to discover for myself what it is that I needed to be. No one could really give me that direction. I had to go inside to find out who I am. And we all do. And do you have the courage to do it? And for me, this experience has been quite daunting. Having the courage to say no to conventional ways of being. For me has been a deep internal battle of really wanting to belong and fit in, and not really having the systems that could allow me to do that, because I'm just not made that way. But I spent a lot of time feeling bad about not fitting in. So it took me a while to decide to live on my own terms. It took me a while to find out that was valuable, that it would be valuable for me to live on my own terms, that it would be rewarding, to not be going along with the crowd, and that it was okay for me to spend time by myself to discover who I am. It was not easy to do, though. I had to really go deep into myself to ask some real questions, because I deeply wanted to belong. I deeply wanted to fit in. So Mars is really your will. That's what it is. It's your will. Do you have the will to be courageous? Do you have the will to create yourself in your own image? Do you have the will to understand yourself? It's the will. It's the energy. It's the force. And where are you? Everybody has it. Everybody has it. But where are you using it? Most of us have just given it away to others. We just have assigned our true power to other people. Like as women, we assign our power to husbands and men and children. As men, we assign our power to, making money and how to get more women. And so it's literally where you're putting your power. Where are you putting it? And that's Mars. This country puts its power in deceiving and controlling and manipulating. Where are you putting your power, your energy? I put my will, as I've had to learn, I focus my will towards the world that I am building, and I'm building it from within me. I see the world so clearly from within me. I know exactly what it is, and I put all my energy as much as possible towards that reality. And I do so intentionally, and I've created everything in my life has to be gearing towards me building that some way. It's like every day laying a little brick down. Where are you putting your will? So Mars retrograde in Leo is such a big deal because Leo governs your heart. It's literally the core of love. It's also ruled the sun rules Leo, right? So with Mars there, it's about understanding the direction of the power of your heart. Like, where are you putting your passion? Where are you putting your love? Where are you putting your creative power? And at this time, the best place to be putting it is in yourself because you're going to need it. You know what I mean? So it's with Mars retrograde in Leo, it's turning your will towards yourself. Turning your will, your desires, your passion, your dream towards you, and allowing Mars. Leo is a fixed sign, and because Leo is fixed, you know, it's a very hot, intense energy because the sun, think about it, you know, it's consistent. It does what it's always been doing what it's doing, and it is not going to change. That's the energy of Leo. I have some friends in my life who are Leos. I love them. They are something else. You're going to give them some attention now. But they really are loyal. Like, when you have a Leo in your life, they are loyal. If you are a good person, Leos will be loyal to you. I have a friend who, I took this man to hell. Like, I literally was like, both of my Leo friends, I have always taken them to, like, they get to see the worst of me. and they don't mind. You know what I mean? They're willing. They're like, bring it on. You need to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're just loyal. Especially if they know that at your core you're good, right? So you're not trying to hurt me. You're just working some stuff out. One of my friends would do like role playing with me, and he would pretend he would play, because he's an actor, he would play the role of my mother. I mean, that's love. Like, I had to work out some stuff with my mother, who died when I was 29 years old, and he just stepped in and really let her energy embody him, and we had a conversation. And nobody can open themselves up like that, like a Leo. Like, they're so open-hearted. And so there is this, like, that energy is asking you to be that for yourself. Be loyal to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be loving, deeply concerned about yourself. Because this retrograde with Mars is going to go back into Cancer. So this is a time between now and February. Let's actually put it into late March. We get to really work on reprogramming our own will and where you are putting your energy. Is your will geared towards prioritizing yourself and your own development and your own needs and your own care? While Mars is retrograde in Leo, you can do some reparenting of yourself. Are there things that didn't get dealt with in your childhood by your parents? This is the time to work that stuff out. This is the time to work that stuff out, because Leo is children and childhood. So you can really work out some unfinished business. And then Leo in Cancer is working out stuff, that happened in your childhood home. And it's retrograde. So did you grow up in a home where you didn't feel loved or seen, or you didn't get the things that you really needed? I talked about that in a video a while ago. This is a time to do that. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys some information about the Leo with Mars retrograde in Leo, because it's a Mars day, to honor that. And then to help you jumpstart a practice in that way. I can't do, nobody's asking me to, but it's hard for me to do 2 retrogrades at the same time. So that's why just honoring it today. Mercury Retrograde will be complete on January 2nd. And who's to say, I know I'm going to come back in and do something that is of value. Maybe I'll do the nodal shifts, because that's a big deal that's happening, and how we can really work with the energies of the nodal shifts. Or maybe I'll do the Mars retrograde. I don't know. I don't know right now. But right now, so let's get back to Mercury. So Mercury retrograde we're in the post shadow, which means we're at this is the third go round for the degrees that it's in now. It's already been there twice. So now it's the third time. And today Mercury is at the 11th degree, which is a degree that is ruled by Aquarius. And the Aquarius is, do you have the faith to break ranks with conventional ways of being? Do you have the faith to break ranks with conventional ways of being? Do you have the faith to step into a deeper knowing of who you are without the need for approval from others? This work has been so powerful for me, because, as women, we really have been taught that we need everybody else's approval. It's wild. And for me to do the work to bring myself out of the need for acceptance has been agonizing. It has been, my goodness, it has been so painful. It has been so painful. I have had, most of my relationships have ended, most of them, because they were codependent. I didn't know they were codependent, but they were codependent. And they were codependent in ways where I was overgiving and just doing things that I didn't really recognize. And now, the relationships that I have in place, I'm still working out the details of how to create harmony where I'm not overgiving, where I'm being true to what I really need. Just in the last few days, I was talking to someone and just giving myself the permission to say exactly what was going on with me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I feel nervous about this consideration. Oh, I'm feeling really flustered right now. Like, really honoring myself, like really honoring my true internal temperature with others, and not just, a friend of mine was like, oh, I'm in the neighborhood, I'm going to drop by for a minute. Normally I would just be like, oh, okay, because I do want to see people. That's the thing, I do want to see. But it didn't, at that time, it just didn't feel right. But I could have done it. I could have done it. But I had to really check in and go, how are you really feeling? I was like, oh, I'm getting ready to go lay down. I'm tired. I need to take a nap. I don't feel. It's like, so say that. Today's not really the best day. Let's do it tomorrow. Because I need to go rest. In the past, I would have overrode my need to accommodate them. But also because there's something in me that's like, I actually do want to see them too, right? But no, what's really is you're tired though. Yes, you want to see them. Yes, but really your body is like, bitch, rest. You need some rest right now. You're tired. So I lay down. And so, I was able to communicate, and that subtle little things like that make such a difference. So this Aquarius energy is asking. Now, here's the thing. We're going to only have this Aquarius energy for one day today, because Mercury is starting to pick up speed now. It had been, taking 3 and 4 days to move through 1 degree. But now it's coming back to its regular pace. And Mercury is the fastest planet in our solar system. And Mercury governs our mind. So think about how fast your mind works. For those of us who understand, who have that, right? How fast your mind works. How a thought can change in an instant. How you can think one thing and then something comes up and you think of something else. That's Mercury. Think about the metal Mercury in a thermometer. How the temperature makes it move. How it's sort of like this, this weird kind of thing that doesn't separate from itself. That's Mercury. And so it's going to start really picking up. So today, give yourself some time. Just do a little bit of journaling. Are there ways that you are holding back being true to yourself? Are there ways that you can see where there's an opportunity for you to be new with how you function inside of yourself? With friends, because Aquarius is also friends and people that you're in spaces with. So is there a way you can be more true to yourself? And for a long time for me, that felt like I had to be a threat to others. Like me being true to myself meant like I had to be a threat to others. And I'm starting to realize, no, it's really just an internal thing. I can just internally know what my yes or my no is. I don't have to move into defendedness. But it took me a while to get there. Because I used to like to fight. Well, I didn't like to fight, but I used to have to fight. So fighting is a part of my code. So I'm always like, and I have a lot of Aries energy. So I kind of like a good fight sometimes. So, but I'm learning to realize that I don't actually have to do that. I can just be like, I'm a no. That's it. Or also that, but understanding the thing that makes you different than others. That's what Aquarius is. What makes you unique? What is it about you that's different than others? Because that difference is valuable and necessary. And it's your responsibility to harness that energy. It's your responsibility. I talked about that in my last video too, or how much it's your responsibility. You are the person who has the authority. See, also, Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn. So this comes back into authority, and Aquarius is heaven. Aquarius is the heavenly realm. So when you can access being true to yourself, you access heaven. That's where heaven is. They told us you got to die and be good to get to heaven. Heaven comes through. You do have to die in your old ways of being. You don't have to physically die to access heaven. You have to die in your old ways of being. And when you can rebel against your old self consistently enough to become a new being, you access heaven here on earth. And Aquarius is heaven. That's the heavenly realm. It's Aquarius. It's the future. It's what's to come, right? And so you might have moments of feeling your energy in that where you feel really good and true to yourself. And sometimes performers, people who perform, they get on stage and they are in their glory because they are being true to themselves. And that's Aquarius. But you can find ways to do that each and every day. And it is a process. It is a process of becoming, of intending, of willing yourself, using your will, Mars, which is in opposition to Aquarius right now because Mars is in Leo. Aquarius is, so it's really, right now we get a chance to fine tune our will and our minds to become who we are truly here to be, to function as we are truly meant to function. And the journey from who we've been, who we were conditioned to be, to who we truly are is a very interesting journey. I have been on it for years. I am still on it. But I have come to a place where I can look back and say, now I have some greater understanding of what I've been doing. And if it were not for the astrology, I just have been, for the longest time, I've just been following the astrology, not even really understanding. Just doing what the symbols were telling me to do, not even understanding. So, but now I see it. Now I see it really clearly. All right, you all. Today is also the rising of consciousness, like the Christ consciousness returning. Oh, this is a cute dog. Look at this dog, y'all. I'm out on this walk. This dog is so cute. Look at that cute doggy. Hi, cute doggy. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. All right. Wasn't he cute? He was cute. Oh my God. How dare me? Like, I just feel like I want a dog. I can't get a dog. I cannot. But I want one. And my cats will be like, are you serious? You don't give us enough attention. You about to try to bring a dog in here? I am not. Oh, I am not. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things that I've become. Like, I've become somebody who is really connected to pets. And I grew up in a household where my grandmother would not let me have a pet. Like, I never had pets until I got these cats 4 years ago. And they have opened up my whole world. And that's what I'm talking about, Aquarius. Like, no one could have told me that I would become someone who was so connected to the energy of animals. And because I grew up in the urban city hood where dogs used to chase you down if you ran by where you were. If black people is so funny, y'all know what I'm talking about if you guys grew up in a black neighborhood. Like, the dogs didn't go in the house when I was little. Like, nobody had a dog in a house. I don't even know if anybody had a cat in a house. Like, unheard of. And so the dogs were working. The dogs were guard dogs. And I don't remember any cats when I was a child at all. And when you would walk by somebody's yard, the dogs would be trying to jump out and get you. They would be barking like they were going to eat you alive. And I was chased so many times by somebody's dogs getting out as a child. So I was very, very afraid of animals. And to read my chart and realize I have a stellium in the 6th house, which basically is an animal whisperer. Basically, that means animals love me. And so I've become this other person who has a completely different relationship with nature and animals in ways that just wasn't available to me as a child. I remember I asked my grandmother once for a puppy, and my grandmother never told me no. My grandmother always told me yes because she felt so sorry for me. So she was always extending her love to me through pity, which is a whole nother conversation. But, she was sad that my parents weren't taking care of me, and she knew that she couldn't give me what I needed. So she pitied me. But she loved me too. She did love me. But when I asked her if I could have a puppy, she said no. And it was weird because she never said no. So I just didn't have any connection with animals to turn out to be very connected to animals in the way that I am now. And that's what we're all here to do. We're all here to just become more of ourselves. Okay, so I never had pets. Now I live in an acre. Right. Yes. That's right. We had a boxer that had to be chained. Right. Because he would eat somebody, right? So funny. Oh my gosh. So, all right, you all. Today, Mercury retrograde is listen back for the Mars retrograde. Go check your charts. See where you have Leo. See what house it's in. Because that will assist you in personalizing this more. Or you can book a coaching session with me, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you about the Mars retrograde and the Leo retrograde. And what you would book is, oh my gosh, that's so funny. You would book the transit reading, the current transit reading. You would book a current transit reading, and we can talk about how these retrogrades are impacting you and the ways that, the rituals and the practices that you can use to support yourself in the transformation, because we are changing, you all. Like, who we are as human beings are changing. And, Mars also rules our bodies. So you have to embody this stuff. It's not just theoretical. It has to be embodied. And so that's the work, to be in your body, to working with the heart chakras. In my last year, I have had to do so much work around my heart. And literally physical pain in my heart, not just literally disappointments and sadness and sorrows that I hadn't processed held in my heart field and having to do work to move that out. This stuff is real. It is not, I'm not just talking. I'm not just being like, oh, no, you have to really clean out these portals in your body and in your mind. And the two together will begin to harmonize your system so the ascension process can occur. And we're all doing it. Like, we're all ascending, especially Black women. There might be other people who are doing it. I do know some white people who are devoted to the path and really on the path, and it's amazing. It really is amazing to see. But Black people who are melanated, and that we're having a different experience. And so I really encourage you guys to get very committed and serious about what you're doing. Okay. I am a Leo rising with a Gemini sun sign. That's nice. The Gemini energy is subject. I'm going to talk about Gemini another day. All right. I love y'all. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.